What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another edition of Backstop Banter. Hosting, as always, it's your boy. And the guy to my right here, looking a little fuzzy there, Michael. Looking kind of fuzzy here.
Every time it starts up, for some reason, my internet kind of goes out. I don't know why. It shows I only have one bar. Am I laggy or anything on your side?
No, laggy. It just looks like we're doing the show via 1943 potato. Yeah, I don't know how we feel about that. I just don't know how we feel.
No.
What,
has
Michael?
It straightened up any?
What happened?
I said, has it straightened up any?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, because mine is perfect. That's what's crazy.
Interesting.
But it does show in the top corner, like, low internet. So, you know what? Let me turn off my TV.
Oh, no, not the TV.
Yeah, I know. I was watching highlights from, like, MLB. Actually, I was watching Bat Boys and Bat Girls of the MLB, like, great plays that they made on YouTube. It's kind of cool. I like doing that stuff.
So, I don't blame you. I enjoy it.
They're athletes, too. Has it fixed now? Because the Wi-Fi thing went away, so I must have better connection.
You do look better. This is
right.
true.
Hey, he said I look better. Hey, how you doing today?
Oh, I get asked this time. Crazy. I'm usually the one that has to do the ask. I'm doing a fine. You know, Michael, you know what's weird? And I guess some people kind of can't relate to this, but I can. Listen, this is a baseball show, but we do acknowledge that there are a lot of baseball games in the season, and most people don't watch a lot of, every single baseball game. They can be a little mundane, and some would say boring sometimes. But
absolutely,
me, I do watch every game. As many games as I can watch, I do watch during the MLB season. And the Yankees have an off day today. And it's so weird for me because I literally don't know what to do. Like,
oh yeah,
don't get me wrong. I'm watching the Hall of Fame game right now. A little NFL preseason, which nobody will care about, but it's something to watch and it's better than anything else that's on TV. But when the Yankees don't play, I literally don't know what to do because Michael, I have a very simple schedule on the days that I don't work.
Okay.
Which, since I quit my other job and have only been at the Renegades, when they're on a road trip like this week, I don't have much to do.
Right.
I wake up, I watch. And this will also determine that I am kind of a psychopath when it does come to the sports stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up, watch the McAfee show, Pat McAfee, 12 to 3. Then 3 o'clock, the Michael K show comes on. That's 3 to 6 or 6:30, which leads you right into the pregame coverage of the Yankee game. Then I watch the Yankee game, and then I go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So with no Yankee game, I'm I'm floating in the wind here.
Gotcha. So question. So I just bought some cards yesterday, and I'm kind of going through them, even though I've already looked at them. There's this really cool app. I'm sorry. That you can actually just scan. I'm going to show you. Here's the card.
Is it the Brian Urlacher app?
I have no idea. No.
Do you know what the app is called?
Center Stage.
Oh, never mind then. Because I know that there's apparently a app that Bobby Wagner, Brian Urlacher came up with that you can do that. Like you can scan it. It'll bring you like directly to the market for what the card is. You can post it on there. You can try and buy them on there.
Is it Whatnot?
I don't know. I'm going to try and look it up right now.
I bet you it is Whatnot because Sports Card Investor, who is a very popular guy in the sports card world, he talks about that app quite a bit. But anyways, Center Stage, as you can see, my camera is on. But all I'm going to do.
It's called Ludix.
Ludix? Okay.
It's Ludex.
So, how much do you think this card sold for recently?
What is that? Is that a Andres Jimenez? I mean, he's been pretty good. I think he made an all-star team this year.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a raw card. It's not a rookie card or anything.
I don't know.
I would have thought like maybe $1.
If you're saying it this way, I feel like it's a lot of money. So I'm going to go with like $80.
Oh, no. That's way too much.
Okay.
Like that card sold on eBay today for $10. Like I wouldn't have thought it would have sold for that much.
Not bad.
Yeah, for real. Because like this, I mean, it's David Fletcher, but it's a like a parallel card. It's something special, I guess you will. It's not a parallel, but where it's got the trims different because they usually come like this with the white trim.
Yeah.
I would have thought, okay, hey, maybe this one's a little bit more. It sold for $1. Like, it's.
Yeah, the trading card world is something I've never dabbled in anything.
But I was so happy when I seen this. It's a King Griffey Jr., but it's not worth much.
It's okay. You can't only have wins, Michael.
No, it's worth $2, or it sold for $2.50 2 days ago. But what's really cool about this app, hey, maybe this app should sponsor us. So I'm going to show you this. So I just highlighted that card, put it into my system where it says collection, and I can click my collection. Let's see here. Go to done. Oops. Go to open, and all my cards I have listed in there. And actually, the value of what I've already got in here is over $500.
Okay.
So how cool is that? So every time I take a picture of one, it keeps it almost like in a bank, and it kind of adds up my card value. Now, I will say this, and this is totally not what I thought we'd be talking about. Some of the cards, the reason why that value is up high is because I do have some grade 10s. Yeah. So that helps those values quite a bit.
All right.
But yeah, that's a pretty cool app.
We love to see it. Why not? We love to see it.
Hey, I'm going to show you this. I got into the wrestling cards a little bit.
Okay.
My favorite wrestler right now, the man. She is beautiful.
Nice. Now you got to look up Liv Morgan. Now that'll do it for
you. She's just my favorite wrestler, dude. You're making it weird now.
Yeah. Michael hasn't watched wrestling since. God,
actually, yesterday, just watched it yesterday. Watched the SummerSlam on my Peacock app. That is someone else's. But what's funny, I'm going to tell you a quick story of this, and we'll get into baseball, but probably not right away. So I was watching it with my kids who are 5, 5, and 4, right? Like I just turned it on because my son's like, "Ooh, it's wrestling. Let's watch it." I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And of course, he's like, "Is this real?" I'm like, "Does it look real?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "That's all that matters."
Okay.
He's like, "Why ain't he bleeding? Like, why ain't he hurt?" I was like, "Okay, so actually they're characters. Let's just be honest. And, they're made to make it look real. It's entertaining, okay? So they're not really getting hurt or anything like that." And then all of a sudden my girls came in and started watching it, and they started rolling watching it. Like there was a mini Royal Rumble with the girls, and they're like, "Why are they trying to throw him out of the ring?" And my oldest daughter was like cackling at it, like she thought it was hilarious. So now I think they like cards, or they like wrestling. So I had to buy them some cards of wrestling.
I've always liked wrestling. I got into it young. Everybody around me, like in elementary school, we used to bring the wrestlers to recess.
Absolutely.
We actually got them banned because we used to slam them on the table too loud during indoor recess.
Okay.
But yeah, WWE was always. I was always into it. I still throw it on every once in a while.
I know you're young, so I heard you say WWE. Did you watch it when it was WWF, or so you are only WWE?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't even know anything about WCW, then, do you?
No, I do. I've watched all the documentaries and stuff too.
The documentaries, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I wasn't alive for it,
right?
But I watched all the. WWE does a pretty good job with all the documentary stuff. I like what they do.
They do.
Actually, pretty entertaining. But how about we get into everything, huh?
Let's go.
And listen, the trade deadline is obviously, of course, the big story. But let's get in, Michael. I feel like that'll be the majority of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we get into some other things first?
Okay.
And I don't. Maybe I might have heard wrong, but did you whisper DeGrom at one point right there?
I did not.
Oh, I thought. I honestly, I really thought you said DeGrom when I was talking about the big stories. I thought you said DeGrom. I swear, but no.
Well, that's obviously a big story.
It is a big story because Jacob DeGrom is back. The man, the myth, the legend.
Back.
He is back at least for the moment.
Grammy is back.
Hopefully, he sticks around. And while I talk a little bit about this,
okay,
I'm going to try and find a tweet about Jacob DeGrom that absolutely blew my mind. I think it was since 2018. but I like his numbers were absolutely insane. Like it's Michael. Let me ask you this actually now that DeGrom's back, because I think it's kind of tough for him because he's had the injuries and there have been a lot of good pitchers of this generation. Who do you think the best pitcher of this generation is? You can go with Kershaw. I mean, I think he has a couple Cy Youngs. I mean, Kershaw won an MVP. So, you got Mad Max. I believe he's won 3 Cy Youngs. He's an instant Hall of Famer. Clayton's an instant Hall of Famer. I mean, you can go with DeGrom. Then there's other pitchers who've had, nice moments.
There's someone else sticking out in my head.
Verlander?
That's who I'm thinking.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't argue with. I don't think
just because the longevity.
I would argue with anybody on any of them.
Right. Like I would almost have to go Verlander without thinking much into it, just because he was dominant early in the 2000s, mid 2000s, teens 2000s, 20s 2000. It just seems like he's been pitching for almost 40 years, and he's still playing and pitching well. Yes, he's been hurt, injured for basically a year and a half to 2 years, but yet he still came back and pitching well.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think he has like a 1.98 ERA this year.
Oh wow.
And he might win the Cy Young, honestly. I think he's probably. I found the tweet though, Michael. Look at this. And for the people that are watching, or not watching, I should say, listening on the podcast later, if you miss anything, make sure you go subscribe to the podcast, by the way.
Absolutely.
Go on your Apple Podcasts, your Spotify, your iHeartRadios, Anchor, and subscribe, Backstop Banter. You can leave a nice review for us, leave a rating. All the things help. But anyway, as I share the screen, Michael, look at these numbers for Jacob deGrom since 2018. That is why That's why I kind of say it might be deGrom. So for the people, I'll read it off. This is since 2018. He has 581 innings pitched, a 1.94 ERA, 774 strikeouts, 119 walks, and opponents bat 189 off of him. Michael, a 1.94 ERA?
That
doesn't even make sense.
Crazy, really. What's up, Charlie? Welcome to the show. Glad you're in here.
Yeah, Charles. Yeah. Hell yeah. Why not?
But, when you're...
Listen, to me, Michael, if you're below like a 2.5, I think you've had an unbelievable year. He's below a 2.
I would even say 215, maybe. A pretty good. You're a good pitcher at 215. I won't go much higher than that. You're getting kind of average anymore, which is crazy. But anyways, yeah, under 2. Not even under 2. Like you're 11 points under 2. Not only that, 774 strikeouts. You're almost pushing 800 strikeouts in 4 years injury, maybe 3 years total. Under 600 innings pitched. Not to mention under 2 earned runs. So I think we were talking about 2 different things, and I have to say that. Was you talking about earned runs, and I was talking about the batting average?
I was saying the 1.94 ERA is unbevelievable.
Okay,
wait, what are you talking about? The numbers?
I was talking about the batting average under 2.
Well, yeah. I think anything, yeah. Under 215, I would say is very good. 250, you start getting into the average part, yeah. Mm-hmm. But for an ERA, I'm saying anything under a 2.5, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, 2.5 is great because let's be honest. We've talked about this many times. It's either strikeout, home run, or a single or a double. That's basically all that it is. You kill the ball, it bounces off the wall, you get a single, you hit it in the gap, maybe get a double, or you hit it out of the park, or you strike out. So most games you have to score at least 3 or more runs to win. This dude, you don't even have to score 2 runs and you have a chance to win.
And that's the crazy thing with him. And I think, I know some of the older people hate this. But I kind of hated it up until recently. Mm-hmm. But I kind of understand why people don't care about wins anymore. Because
I do too.
I kind of understand it only because look at DeGrom's
look at Louise Castillo.
DeGrom's first start back. 5 innings, 1 run, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The Mets didn't score a single run. Mets don't score a run the entire time he's in the game. Then he comes out of the game. They end up scoring a few runs. I mean, they still ended up losing his first game back. Obviously, it wasn't his fault. But like, there's a certain point where it's like, okay, I did exactly what I was supposed to do, and my team didn't score. It's my fault. Like, imagine because
I agree.
This is what I imagine too. I think it happened this year. You can go 9 innings, give up 1 run, and maybe it was an error, right? That let the run score. You still lose the game. Like you still end up losing the game. So in a way, I kind of understand why wins and losses don't matter as much for pitcher record anymore. But I mean, I think if I was going for best pitcher, like honestly, DeGrom might be the best pitcher I've ever seen. And this is also because I'm younger. I know this. Like I didn't.
No. He's great. No, you're good. He's great.
Like I didn't get to watch Pedro. I mean, I remember him at the end. Like I remember Pedro with the Phillies, like against the Yankees in the 2009 World Series. Like that's my version of Pedro. I wasn't. I was 4 years old when it was Yankees quality starts greater than wins. I mean, yeah, I agree. I can agree with that. Like I don't remember Pedro versus the Yankees in 04 and 03 and everything when he's mowing people down in the All-Star game.
You're a pup, young baby.
I was a literal baby, but DeGrom I think is the greatest pitcher I've ever seen. So to me, he's the best pitcher of our generation because I think. I mean, I don't remember. Like I feel like I can pick a game where a very good starter gets just absolutely rocked. I literally can't think of one for DeGrom. Like him
for
getting rocked,
DeGrom to be rocked is like 3 runs.
Yeah, him getting rocked is like 3 or 4 runs, which like you would take from a pitcher. If your pitcher did that once every like 3 or 4 starts, you'd be like, okay, better than prime Kershaw. If you could guarantee me a 4-year stretch, and I could pick prime Kershaw, prime DeGrom, and I knew neither one of them would get injured, I would pick DeGrom.
Absolutely, because I mean Kershaw even has this choke. Like to me that almost is easily the switch on there. Like DeGrom, we've never seen a choke. Of course, he's never been in the playoffs or anything that we've seen.
I think he was on. I think he was on the World Series team with the Mets. I don't think he was Jacob DeGrom yet.
Right. Well,
what's funny? You know what's funny about DeGrom too? He was like the odd one out. Like in the Mets farm system, it was Matt Harvey, Zach Wheeler.
Was Syndergaard?
Noah Syndergaard, and then DeGrom. DeGrom was literally the last one.
Yeah.
And he ended up clearly being the best one out of all of them. Which, man, Matt, listen, not being in New York, Michael, I still don't think you understand how big Harvey was.
That's like a fan favorite.
Like, listen, Yankee fan, whatever, blah, blah, we'll always talk, the Mets are a little brother. That run that Harvey had, where he was like the starter of the All-Star game when it was in Citi Field.
Batman.
The Dark Knight, like his starts was anything people talked about. Like you listen to sports radio and it was like, oh my gosh, Matt Harvey is starting tonight. Like, oh, we have Matt Harvey tonight. Oh, we got to score, 1 run. Like people were obsessed with him, and for a very good reason. I mean, he was unbelievable.
Right.
So, but I think I would pick DeGrom.
I would go, and again, we're saying generational, so I would say Verlander just because, to me, generational is more than a few years, and I'm not taking anything from DeGrom because Phil DeGrom is being great since we just showed from since 18, but Verlander has had so much longer of a career, so that's why I would go there. Now, I'm not saying DeGrom won't be that guy in the next 5 years or next 3 years even, because DeGrom is more dominant now than I think Verlander has ever been in a year or two like that.
Let me see, because I'm looking up Verlander's stats right now. Verlander also won a Cy Young and an MVP in 2011
with the Tigers, I believe.
Yeah, 2011 with the Tigers, he was 24-5 with a 2.4 ERA. So I mean, he had 250 strikeouts that year. 251. Wow, he had 251 innings and 250 strikeouts. It's so weird to see that. Like pitchers always have more strikeouts than innings now. Always.
Oh yeah.
Like last year, or not last year, he didn't play last year. 2019, he had 223 innings and 300 strikeouts.
Well, that's how long. What year did he start? Excuse me.
His rookie season. All right, his true rookie season was 2006. He made two starts in 2005, but that obviously didn't qualify him. 2006 was his rookie year. He went 17-9 with a 3.6. And man, I'm looking at Verlander. It wasn't pretty for a while.
No, okay.
I mean, 2006 he was 17-9, 3.6. 2007 he had a 3.6. 2008 he had a 4.8 and went 11-17. 2009 he had a 3.45, and then he had 2010 was a 3.3, and then from then on it was Verlander 2.4, 2.6, 3.4, jump back up to 4.5 in 2014. I mean, it's kind of crazy if you look at him, like the how much better he got when he went to the Astros. It literally turned everything around. I mean, he was like, I think people forget, like he was on his way out.
Right.
When he was, well, those last few years with Detroit, it was not pretty. I mean, 3.4, 3.3, 3.8.
Well, that's not bad.
I mean, a 3.8?
Well, the other was the 3.3 and the 3.4.
Like he had a 3.8 ERA through how many games? 28 games in 2017. Michael, he made 5 starts with the Astros in 2017, 1.06. 2018, 2.5. 2019, 2.5. And then this year has a 1.8.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and you can hate me on this if you want, but can we really go by these pitchers being dominant as much per se because of the shift is harder for batters to hit?
I think listen, I hate the shift because of certain things, but it's not the only reason for struggles now. Like pitchers are so much better than they have literally ever been. And
I agree.
And the only reason I can 100% say that is because I listen to what this is one of my things that I like that Michael K says. Like, listen, he never played professional. We obviously are never going to do that. So,
whoa,
Michael, calm down. So he looks at amazing things through an athlete's eyes. Like, he'll ask them, have you ever seen this before? Like, is this impressive to you? Because when it's impressive to people who played the game and were played at a high level, then you know something special is happening. Because to me and you, I mean, listen, I see a home run go 410 feet. I think, damn, somebody hit that 410 feet. And then, you know, to maybe somebody played in the MLB, it's like, listen, I did that 75 times in my career. Like, calm down, kid. But then, you know, you see Stanton or somebody hit a home run that's 500 feet, and all of a sudden the people who played baseball are like, I literally can't comprehend how a human being can do that. That's when I feel like you know something is impressive. And like you listen to all these former players, they're like, bro, pitching is ridiculous. Like you have Alex Rodriguez, who steroids, no steroids, before he even did anything. He was an unbelievable player. Like he's in the Barry Bonds boat with me that like I don't understand why they did it because they were going to the Hall of Fame and they were one of the greats either way.
Yep.
So, I mean, you got A-Rod and you know other Frank Thomas and these David Ortiz, some of these great hitters, you know, in pregame shows saying, listen, pitchers are way better than when we played. And listen, that's not them coming out and being like, oh, I played in 1984. Like, they played in 2010.
Right.
Like, I think A-Rod retired in 2016. And he's like,
Really?
yeah. It wasn't as long ago as you would think.
It seems like it was so long ago.
Oh, I know. Maybe I might be wrong, but I don't think. Let me look. But even then, it's. Hey, listen, anything's possible. No, 2016. Look at me, I'm so good. But when they're saying how hard it is, and they just finished playing, I think I look at it more like, damn, something happened here.
Do you think though that you're trying to spice it up any though?
No, because I don't think it's their job to. I think that's what, the play-by-play or, the host of the show is supposed to do. They're supposed to,
right.
Go off these big talking points and make a big deal out of everything. And then they go to the analyst to be like, hey, is this actually true?
Right.
And when they're like, yeah, this is ridiculous, then I kind of trust them more.
I'm with you on that.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought that.
Banter.
Oh, look at that Backstop Banter mug. What a time. But yeah, I mean, there's some impressive things in baseball right now. Speaking of impressive, Michael, we have a legitimate record watch here, and you got any idea what I'm talking about? Might be related with this. I'm just saying.
Is it something to do with a judge?
It has to do with the judge.
Oh, okay. Can we just go ahead and skip that because nobody cares about that at all?
No, we're not skipping it. Because Aaron Judge currently has 43 home runs.
Sucks.
It is August 4th.
Juiced.
Say that again?
Juiced.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the balls. I mean steroids.
Yeah. I can't imagine being this much of a hater.
Carry on.
Literally can't imagine. I believe his last on pace thing, which I kind of hate because on pace only matters until you struggle and then all of a sudden the pace falls off a cliff. But I think his current pace is 67.
Oh wow. Okay.
And the American League record and Yankee record, by the way, is 61 for Roger Maris. And then obviously the MLB record is whatever you think it is. Because Michael, that's also kind of my question for you.
Okay, what's that?
What record do you look at as being
Thank you, David.
the legitimate one? Is it Barry Bonds when he hit 73 and 01? Or, and I mean, look, and even the people below that, Mark McGwire, steroid, 70. Sammy Sosa, steroid, 66. Mark McGwire, 65, steroid. Sammy Sosa. All of those are steroids. Roger Maris is 61. And all the people above him are supposed, steroid users. Not even supposed. McGwire and Sosa, we know. Bonds kind of refuses it, but whatever. So is 61 the record that you look at, or is 73 the record you look at?
Well, personally, I'm both ways, to be honest with you. And I know that doesn't do good for content here, but if I'm a player and I am swinging for home runs, I'm going for the Bond record because it's the one that's in there. I mean, yes, he was on roids. Well, roids. And he still had to make contact. That's one thing I always think of. Like, they cheated, yes. They gave him an unfair advantage, yes. But you go further back, people did it. They just didn't get caught. My thing on that is...
I'm curious what this asterisk is with Maris. I don't know what we're talking about here.
Oh, please let us know on that. But my thing is, they have to make contact. They have to keep the ball in play. Now, some bloopers wouldn't have been bloopers. They would have been they carried on because of the roid that gave them more strength knocking on out. But I don't think that's going to be 10 to 15 to 20 more home runs. Do you?
No, probably not. I listen, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I like to think that the Maris record is the real one.
Okay.
And listen, even Hank Aaron, like I still think Hank Aaron.
So you don't think Bonds is the real one?
No.
Okay. Like, I mean, if you open up the Guinness Book of World Record, who has the record?
No, it's Bonds.
Okay. I mean, I'm just was asking there. Go ahead.
But like, I obviously listen. He can deny it all he wants. He went from a toothpick to a, whatever. Ruth did 154 games. Maris needed 162 to pass it when he broke it. And we first listed it as with an asterisk. Well, interesting. I mean, we do play the 162 now.
Well, I mean, that's with all records, though. That's what kind of sucks. Like, even NFL, I know you have the hard count show. Like, every record is going to be broken in the near future
because we had an extra game.
So, I mean, it's unfair. Like, 1,000 yards rushing. Well, if a running back rushes 100 yards every game, they should be almost getting 2,000 yards by the end of the season now because there's 17 games now?
Yeah, there's 17 games now. They added the extra week. So,
I mean, all records should be breaking because we're adding more games to everything, which it's because of money. See, I'll say this, and I know that I'm going to be way out in left field on this, though. I hate adding more games to every major sport there is because of the records. And because the only reason they're adding more games is because they want more money.
Oh, well, of course.
Other than that, they could care less about it. Right. But to me, you're losing the pureness, the old school, I guess, if you want to. But, I mean, just...
No, I kind of see it. I mean...
I don't know.
That's kind of like the whole argument with my generation is that, like, we don't really care about the numbers anymore and blah, blah, blah. I think it depends on who you ask. Like, I care about the numbers. I think that, like, I think winning 300 games for a pitcher, it should be a big deal. I just don't think it'll ever happen anymore because, nobody actually tries to win games anymore. Like we just said, they don't matter anymore technically.
They have opening pitchers now.
I think that, 3,000 hits means a lot. I don't know how many people are really aiming for that because, like we said, it's just a home run or nothing. I think the big numbers with home runs matter. Like once you get to 500, 600, obviously if you can hit the 700 mark, like that's crazy too. I mean, I still enjoy numbers, which is why I kind of look at the Maris and Hank Aaron ones as the legit ones because I know that nothing was going on with them. Like they weren't, roided up and hitting home runs, 1,000 feet. But I also know that the real technical record is the 73 and what is Bond 762? I want to say
756, but I don't know. I'm horrible with records.
Let me see. I'll tell you right now. 762. Damn, I'm good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But here's kind of my thing. The bigger question. I'm excited because I'm a Yankee fan. Judge is my favorite player. Like, I think it's cool. I'm kind of curious and answer in the comments as well. Like, does it excite you at all seeing somebody like go for a record like that and chasing the record? Like, if it's October 1st and he's a home run away and they have a 3-game series, like, I'm not saying you're going to sit there and watch the entire Yankee game because obviously you technically only care about Aaron Judge's at bats. But like, are you tuning in or is it like, listen, I don't care.
Well, what's good about this is Yankees the best team in baseball right now too. So like, if this was, and I'm a Reds fan, don't think that I really think this would ever happen, but I'm just going to throw this out here. If it was like Joey Votto hitting for this, then it might not have as much pull for these other viewers. Like, okay, yeah, who cares about the Cincinnati Reds? They're in dead last, which actually we're in third place in our Central now. But like, you're not going to get so many people tuning in because of that.
Yeah.
You will get more viewers because it's a record about to be broken. But since the Yankees are not only in first place, doing good, I think it helps that a lot. Like everyone's going to be watching like, wow, this guy, not only is he breaking the record, like he's breaking the record while making his team better. And I think that's even more poetic on this.
And in a contract year.
Yeah. That sucks. Well, great for him.
Hey, great for him. But so it interests you though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, records, we love to watch records be broken. Now, again, the game's longer, whatever, but we like to watch things be broken. Let's be honest.
I just, I agree. Obviously, I think no matter who the player was, I mean, maybe unless it was an Astro, because I refuse to wish anything good upon them. I think I would be excited just because, like, sometimes just watching history is just exciting. Like,
oh yeah.
That's
one thing I was thinking, but I didn't go into it. Like, you almost see the passing of the torch. Like, you may actually get a good side of Barry Bonds with the MLB because as his record's being broken, if it happens, he would be at the game to, stand there, congratulate Aaron Judge, the whole passing of the torch. And, you get a side of history in the present time, so I enjoyed that back when I watched Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa's race, and then even Bond's race with it, to watch the older guys, the older generation almost saying, hey, you guys are better than us. You deserve the record anyways. Like, this is what makes baseball move forward. So it'd be fun to just watch baseball take another step in history.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as somebody who gets to watch him every day,
mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. Like, it is, like, I can't comprehend how he's doing this. Because, Michael, this is the thing that you'll love as well. Because we talk about, it's a home run or nothing, this, that. He's batting .298.
Yes, that's great.
Like, he's batting .298. He has 93 RBIs. He's even stolen 10 bases.
Oh, wow.
He plays an unbelievable outfield. And I pulled it up. This is the doubt. I don't know if some of this changed, obviously, because the Yankees have played games since then. But this is from – actually, wait, this is from – oh, no, all right, never mind. This is from July 30th, but the Yankees have played games since then. But Buster Olney said, at his current pace, Aaron Judge will finish the season with 66 home runs, 178 hits, 79 walks, 135 runs, and 143 RBIs with a slash line of .297, a .378 on-base percentage, and I believe slugging .668. So, I mean, it's an unbelievable season. It's unbelievable. The Reds are ahead of my Cubs. I'll watch. Teams are interesting and exciting. If Judge continues to push for 70, it's fun to watch. I agree. Like I said, I think history in any sport is fun. I mean, I remember when Brady was going for the touchdown record, and then eventually when Peyton broke that for single.
Even Steph in the 3-point contest,
exactly.
3-point record this year.
Steph with the career 3-point makes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Sabathia towards the end of his career, like seeing where he would finish on the lefty strikeout list and the lefty wins list and things of that nature. So I don't know. I think the history of everything is just super, super exciting. One more thing, kind of a little bit of a backtrack because we were talking about DeGrom before and now mention the Mets. I can. They actually started today, Michael, a 5-game series with the Braves. 5 games. With
the 5 games. Wow.
Because I guess they had a rain out early in the year. Plus,
double headers or like 5 games?
Yeah, they have a single game tonight. I believe it's a double header tomorrow. And then a game Saturday, Sunday.
Goodness.
And the exciting thing about that, too, is I think the Braves are 3.5 back of the Mets for first place. Last time I checked the score, the Mets were winning. It was 6-4 right now in the bottom of the 8th. And by the way, with the way Edwin Diaz has pitched this year, the game's probably over because he's basically reincarnated as Mariano Rivera this year. I think he has 17 strikeouts per 9 innings. Now, obviously, he's only a closer.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay.
But he has he's striking everybody out. Literally every
Yeah, they are 3.5 behind.
Yeah. So I mean, this can do something. I mean, I
And the
highly
Mets are
doubt.
8-2 in the last 10.
Yeah, listen, I had a lot of faith. I had a lot more faith in the Mets than people did.
Excuse me.
You can back me up, Michael. What's that World Series pick?
Yeah, I was thinking, let's see here. You got the Mets and the White Sox, which...
Yeah, that White Sox, well, listen, you can't be right about everything. But.
Yeah, of course, I've got the Phillies and the White Sox. We just knew it's going to be the NL East and the White Sox, which we messed up on that White Sox.
Yeah.
I
especially messed up because I think I bet on them for their win total for the over. I believe it's like 93. Yeah, that's not happening, by the way, so I can kiss that money goodbye.
Yeah.
But, we'll survive.
But they've been hurt. So,
yeah.
And they're only 2 games out of first. So,
as
crazy as that is. Yeah. They are 53 wins, 51 losses behind Twins at 55 and 49.
Wow.
They've won 7 of the last 10.
I thought the Twins were much better. I don't know why.
I did too, actually. I don't know. They're 5-5 of the last 10. I don't know if they've went on a losing streak that I've not paid attention to.
I noticed I checked this the other day only because the Yankees have kind of been struggling recently for the past month. A lot of the top teams are kind of in a lull right now.
Or what?
They're in a little bit of a lull.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, no, I thought I said it wrong.
No, I wasn't making fun of you. No, I just didn't hear what you said.
Because I have the standings pulled up right now, and I'm just looking at the last 10.
Okay.
The Yankees are 5-5 in their last 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
The Twins are 5-5 in their last 10 games. The Houston Astros are 4-6 in their last 10 games.
Yep.
Mets are 8-2. Obviously, they've been doing great. But the Brewers 5-5 in their last 10 games, and then the Dodgers are 8-2 in their last 10 games. But a lot of all of the top teams are kind of in a little bit of a rut right now. Michael, isn't it kind of crazy too that the Yankees are 5-5 in their last 10? The Blue Jays are 7-3 in their last 10, and they're still 11 games back.
But they're in second, okay?
They are in second.
See, but here's the thing. You got to put a little more content on this because the Yankees have just been dogs this year playing so well. Yes, they're 11 games behind the Yankees, but that's at 58 wins. And we go to the AL Central, they would be in first place by 3 games.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
We go to the AL West, they would be in second place by 6 games. So
this wild card race in the AL, by the way, going to be pretty interesting. I mean, the Blue Jays are +3 up. Yep. They have the first wild card spot.
The Mariners are in there.
Mariners, they're 1 up for the second wild card.
The Seattle Redlegs, let's be honest.
And then the Rays have the final wild card spot, but the Guardians 1 game back. Mm-hmm. The Orioles 1.5. The White Sox 2, and then the Red Sox are 3 games back. I mean,
Red Sox, they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, this is true, but I mean, hey, you can only do.
Let's just take a moment and do this real quick, okay? We didn't plan any of this, we know that, but let's just go ahead and look on down the bottom of the list. You got the Athletics, the Royals, the Tigers, Angels, Rangers, and then the Red Sox. That's the 15 through 10. Did we really think those 10 or those 5 teams would be there, in any different order? Because I thought the Angels would be better than this.
No, I thought the Angels would be better.
I thought the Tigers would be better than this.
I did not.
Well, I'll say maybe around 11 and 10. I didn't think they'd be down to 13.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I didn't think they'd be that awful.
What about the Rangers? I thought they would
I thought the Rangers were going to be better, yes.
Better? Okay.
Especially after they got Simeon, they got Corey Seager. I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot of, it's pretty good.
And then you got the Orioles.
Yeah, I thought we're going to lose 100 games. So,
yeah, they're 54 and 51. They are over 500.
Over 500. And they still traded Trey Mancini and their closer.
Why am I so dark today?
I was about to say, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. And then Guardians in 7th place, which I'm going up higher here. I thought they would be a little bit worse than that. That's just me personally.
No, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. But I mean, see, the only boring thing is the NL is decided. Like the NL is the easiest wild card ever. Like Braves are obviously going to make it. The Padres are obviously going to make it. And don't worry,
Oh, okay.
we're going to do the trade deadline next.
Okay.
And then the Phillies and Cardinals are going to fight for the last one. But I have a feeling.
But they're both going to get it. They both are going to get it.
Why, you think the Cardinals win the division?
No. Right now, the two last spots
No, they're tied for the last spot.
Oh, they're tied for the last spot. I'm sorry, they're even. That's what it is.
Yes.
I'm going to go with the Phillies on that.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Well, I have the Phillies in the World Series, so I have to go with the Phillies.
I understand why you're doing it, but
actually, I have a reason why, and I had it pulled up, but I did not save it. I meant to take a picture of it, and the reason for that is because they have to play. I want to say 10 games for the rest of the year. They have to play the Nationals at least 10 more times, which is like supposed to be a quarter of the schedule, I think.
I mean, yeah, there's probably only like 50 games left.
Yes. I seen it on a tweet that was saying the winner in one of the deadlines. It was talking about the winners in all these deadlines, and it said everyone that plays the Nationals, and it had it listed out like they were 10 games. I think the Mets were like 5 games and stuff like that. So I think the Phillies, that'll help them because that should be, I mean, let's be honest, it should at least be 8 wins.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's go on down here.
Trying to look at, there we go. Strength of schedule for the rest of the season, I can tell you.
Oh, hey, pull up that app or that webpage. What did we used to use that at?
I know. I don't remember what exactly it was called. That's the problem. But I don't know if this is the rest of the year or the entire season. Oh, no, it was updated August 4th. Look at that. I mean, it's not the same app or it's not the same website, but I mean, I have one technically. So let me pull it up for you. Let's share the screen for all the people out there. This is the remaining strength of schedule.
Tankathon.com.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
Let me look that one up then.
Sorry, everyone.
Listen. Remaining schedule strength.
I am so excited about this. I'm glad we remembered it. Man, we're great.
See, this one disagrees with the website I'm on right now.
Oh, yeah?
Because they have, well, listen, I'll just see. Look, this one has the Red Sox, Nationals, Mariners. And then Tankathon has Miami, the Rays, Diamondbacks, Colorado. Boston's all the way down at 6. So, I don't know. Let's see. We'll go to Tankathon, though, just because it shows the team
who they play and
everything
everything.
Have to play as well.
Man. One handsome stud. God.
Can't believe you're lying to yourself on national YouTube. Crazy.
Ain't nobody watching this. It's just us, man. Yes.
Here we go. Strength of schedule. So, I mean, we can kind of, the Yankees got the 14th. 2 with the Mets, 7 with the Blue Jays, 3 with the Brewers, 3 with the Cardinals, which they're about to play right now. 3 with the Mariners, 9 with the Rays.
9 with the Rays. Whew.
Not worried. 4 with the A's, easy. 2 with the Pirates, easy. 3 with the Angels, easy. 4 with the Rangers, easy. Who has the easiest schedule left? I'm curious now. Seattle, wow. Damn, they got 2 with the Nationals, 9 with the A's, 3 with the Royals. Is that the
easiest schedule is the 30th or the number 1?
No, the easiest is 30th.
Okay.
The toughest schedule is number 1.
Okay.
Seattle has 2 with the Nats, 9 with the A's, 3 with the Royals, 7 with the Tigers, 11 with the Angels, and 6 with the Rangers.
Yes.
Wow. You want to talk
about
Seattle
Redlegs. Let's go.
56. They have the remaining strength of schedule is under 500.
Wow. Listen, wait. Scroll back down on that if you don't care. They only have 7 games, any over 3. I think it was 7 games, and that's against the Guardians. So the rest is really a series.
Yeah, I mean, they got 3 with the Yanks, 2 with the Braves, 2 with the Padres, 3 with the White Sox. I mean, I guess the White Sox can be on this list, I guess. Why not?
They're getting healthier. Now,
See,
hold up.
Because
this hurts my heart. Hold up. Look at Chicago Cubs and the last one on the good team. Did you thought that you would see a day that the Baltimore Orioles were on the tough part of the schedule?
No, I can't say that I did.
Excuse me. Kudos to Baltimore and your fans, more to your fans for staying loyal and staying with the franchise because
listen, I agree with kudos to the fans. I'm not giving kudos to Baltimore though, because they are literally 2.5 games from a playoff spot, and they traded the heart and soul of the team in Trey Mancini.
I mean, really, the heart
and their all-star closer. Like, why? Because
they're not winning it this year. Like, to me, it makes sense. Like, they got some more prospects to try to build with.
You're right at the cusp of a playoff berth. If
they're
you were
lukewarm.
terrible like you were the last few years, going to the playoffs means something.
It does. It means that you're lukewarm and you're still not there. Like,
Michael, did you think the Braves were going to win the World Series last year?
Yes, they were so hot after the after All-Star break.
Did you think the Nationals were going to win the World Series that year?
No, I would agree. No.
Okay.
No. Because actually, if you remember, when we started picking the playoffs, I actually said the Braves. I did pick them.
I definitely did not think the Braves were going to win.
I picked them. So, St. Louis has the second easiest.
I was going to say, but the Phillies have the 26, so it's not that big of a difference. 468 compared to a 475 strength of schedule remaining. So that last wild card spot is going to be real interesting.
And let's look at that in more depth. Colorado. Colorado with St. Louis, I kind of feel like that's an iffy of a series because if you play in Colorado, you never know what's really going to happen.
That's fair.
Philadelphia.
Those 4 against the Nationals should be wins.
They play the Nationals 11 times.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're back and forth on a team. Let's pick one. Let's stick with St. Louis.
Yeah. So the Dodgers is hard, of course. This 3-game series against the Yankees. Listen, it's on the tough part of the schedule. The Yankees have been struggling recently, so maybe it's not as tough as it would have been if they were playing them 2 months ago.
If they win 2, I'd be surprised.
The Braves, difficult. Padres, of course, after the trade deadline, much harder.
Absolutely.
7 with the Brewers, the Brewers traded away Hader. You know what the worst part is too, Michael? They traded away Hader, and then they just lost 2 games in a row on walk-offs. So
we need to talk to Lily on that, see how she feels.
I did ask Lily. She's on vacation.
Oh.
She's on vacation. But 4 against the Nationals, that should be easy. 9 against the Cubs. I know that's a rivalry and all that. You should take at least 7 of those. At least.
I don't know. No. I'm telling you, it's in-state rival.
I understand, but the Cubs are terrible. You should take 7.
You would think. I'm
saying what they should do. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Okay. I'll agree with you. It's what should happen. But at the same time, when you play Chicago in Chicago, Windy City, it's almost like Colorado. You don't know what's going to happen.
The Pirates, you got to take at least 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
You should sweep the Diamondbacks.
It's always a tough series.
And then, honestly, you should take 4 or 5 from Colorado.
They should.
Then you go up to the Phillies. 11 against the Nationals. You should take 8 of them, 9 of them.
Absolutely.
Cubs, I don't know. Like I said, you should probably take 2. Reds, probably take 4, 5, 6.
That's going to be a fun series to watch. Actually, I wonder. Oh, man. I need to check that out when they play because that might be a game I need to go to because Castellanos back in Cincinnati with an attitude.
True. You got to take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates minimum. You got to take 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks minimum. And
I think you take the series between both of those. I think you have to.
Yeah, I just find it difficult to say you should absolutely win an entire series.
I'm just saying with the Pirates, I feel like you should take.
I agree, but taking series is a little difficult. And then listen, I know that the Marlins are on this easy thing. but their pitching is
They're a tough team.
Their pitching is unbelievable. Have you seen what Sandy Alcantara's done? Or technically, it's Alcantara, apparently.
I mean, I'm not going to correct anybody when it comes to pronouncing names.
I mean, Sandy this year, Michael, you would love him because let me just find this out. Okay. So far, he's 10-4, which, by the way, on the Marlins, probably difficult enough.
They probably have 20 wins.
Has a 1.88 ERA.
Ooh.
158 innings. He has three complete games.
Hey.
And has a complete game shutout.
Okay.
141 strikeouts in 158 innings. I mean, the dude is something this year. Like hey, that might be your NL.
Yeah.
Cy Young Award. So, Michael, let me look up some award odds.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm checking out the schedule to see when we play Philadelphia.
Let's take a gander. I'm a little interested to see what some of these futures are. I don't want the most valuable player. I want everything.
Goodness, this is crazy. I don't understand who comes up with these schedules. So while you're looking that up, so it's actually the 15th we play Philly in a 3-game series in August. So 15th, 16th, and 17th. 18th we're off. 19th, 20th, and 21st we play Pittsburgh. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th we play Philly. Like in 2 weeks we play them the whole 7 games.
That's something.
I don't understand.
So far, the current odds for the NL MVP is Paul Goldschmidt minus 125.
Hey, pull that up. Let's look at it.
It's just a bunch of numbers. I don't think it's very.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's just Paul Goldschmidt's minus 125. Then Austin Riley's plus 400 in second place, and then go over to the AL. Aaron Judge minus 450 to win the MVP. And Mr. Shohei Ohtani is plus 400 in second place. 2-man race in the AL, by the way, because it's Judge minus 450, Ohtani plus 400, and then Yordan Alvarez is in third place, Michael. Take a guess at what his odds are.
I have no idea.
Plus 5,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when I say it's a 2-man race, I mean it. Because, at least in the NL, it's minus 125 for Goldschmidt, plus 400 for Riley, plus 700 for Freddie Freeman, plus 1,800 for Pete. Like, at least you're under 2,000. Judge, it's 450. Ohtani's plus 400, and then all of a sudden it's plus 5,000. So, not much faith that one of them is going to win.
No, and I can't go watch the Reds and Phillies. I work all 3 days.
Take off. Call in sick.
Sadly, I made the schedule yesterday for that week.
So you calling sick? What's the worst that could happen?
Well, the boss said that
burn down without you.
I mean, there's a chance.
I think you'll be out. Whatever. Let me stop sharing that, I guess. But all right, listen.
We almost an hour.
Yeah, not even at the trade deadline yet. So let's get into the trade deadline. Talk about some of the big moves. Obviously, we won't go through exactly everything because, well, listen, not everybody cares about everything. Obviously, the thing that, well, you have to start with is the biggest trade probably in MLB history. And that would be Mr. Juan
Louise
Soto.
Oh, not my Reds.
Definitely not Castillo. Juan Soto. And the sneaky part of that, Josh Bell, who's having a very good season for the Nationals. I think he was batting like 300 at the time.
Much better than last year.
Yeah, like 14 home runs, switch hitting, first baseman, which they needed help at first base because their first baseman before this was Eric Hosmer, who is absolutely just terrible now. But yeah, Soto gets traded. They get Soto and Josh Bell, and the Nationals got Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, C.J. Abrams, James Wood, Jarlin Susana, and Luke Voigt. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players back for basically Juan Soto. I mean, I know it's Juan Soto and Josh Bell, but it was mostly for Juan Soto. I mean, obviously, one of the biggest trades ever. Just seeing what this says. Who is San Diego giving up? The Nationals returns a combination of big league talent and prospects. Abrams is 21, a speedy middle infielder who's hit 232 with 23 more strikeouts than walks and just 7 extra base hits and 139 big league play appearances. Gore is 23, currently on the injured list. Hassel is 20, was the 8th pick in the 2020 draft, batted basically 375 games in high A. Wood, who was 19, is San Diego's 2nd round pick of 2021. He's a 6'7", massive power hitter and better speed than you'd expect from someone that size. And Suzanne is a large right-hander who has spent the season in a complex league. He's appeared 8 times, amassing a 2.45 ERA and a 4 strikeout to walk ratio. He has a big fastball and a promising breaking ball. So they're obviously doing this for probably the last, couple people I just talked about there. I think it was, I want to say Hassel might have been their top prospect. So obviously you give up a lot, but you now have a lineup when he comes back that's going to be Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto, and then Manny Machado. And I mean, Juan Soto said in his introductory press conference, he's like, oh, I pray for the pitchers once Tatis comes back. Obviously, that'll be very fun. Then, you think that they're done. Well, actually, realistically, they made the first big splash because they trade for Josh Hader, who that came out of nowhere. Obviously, all-star for the Brewers, has been one of the better closers in baseball for the past few years. Had a terrible month in July. Awful. Like, I think he blew a couple saves, had like a 6 ERA or something like that in July. He was awful. But still, kind of shocked they traded him. And then they go out and trade for Soto. And then, Michael, they dipped into your pond over there, and they get Brandon Drury, who's having probably a career year. And by the way, first game in San Diego for him, hits a grand slam.
First pitch,
grand salami.
Slam Diego. Slam Diego.
What'd they say? It was like slam. They made a stupid pun about his name.
No, it's just calling it Slam Diego.
No. But like the tweet when he hit the home run, San Diego made a pun with his name about like the slam. I think they said like Slam Drew instead of Slam Diego or something. I don't know. It was stupid. Wasn't
Slam Drury.
Honestly, it might have been. I'm not even lying. It was not very good. Bad pun, but
Gotcha.
What do you think of the trade, Michael?
Which part?
I mean, I guess you start with Soto, and then you can go into the other things because Soto's probably a big name.
My thing is just getting Soto alone next to Machado and Tatis. That is phenomenal. Period. Now, Josh Bell, who you already said, and I'm basically going to be repeating half this stuff. Josh Bell, who's having a much better year. I won't say a career year, but a much better year this year than you had last year with the Nats. It's going to be a much better first baseman, maybe even do some DH there. Then you go out and get the second baseman from the Reds, Brandon Drury, who we wish we would have – well, the fans wish we would have kept. He was probably our only actual good player that you could see on a day-to-day be a productive first pitch slam. So, I hate to be this guy, and then not even to mention adding their left-handed pitcher, Josh Hader. So, I mean, is this team now better than the Dodgers when Tatis is back? I think this puts it in a very good argument to at least have that. I mean,
you can get into the argument. I mean,
it's going to be a fun playoffs. I'll just say that.
I mean, listen,
I watched the first game I watched the highlight actually when Brandon hit the grand slam, and I was just thinking, poor guy. I'd almost, if I knew how to do any kind of stuff as far as like combining videos, to watch
I need to go. Thank you for letting me hang with you guys for a while. Watch the Cubs lose a doubleheader to the Cards. You guys have a great conversation. Michael Beard is 11 out of 10. It was fun.
Oh,
David,
thank you so
David,
much.
thank you for tuning into the show, for commenting, having some
absolutely. Go follow us on Facebook, Backstop Banter. Go follow us on Twitter, Backstop Banter. And also go listen to us the rest of the episode on our podcast, Backstop Banter, on any kind of social or any kind of platform with your podcast. We do appreciate you, David. Come back every time. Every Thursday when he doesn't have a ball game that he works, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. But with that being said, I was listening to or watching the Padres and how the fans were like, it was almost playoff
out of their mind
atmosphere, right? And then I just thought, this dude, when he played for the Reds, when he hit a home run, like, man, I feel so sorry for him, what he's experienced. So I bet you he even has a better season now that he's in this because he actually has momentum or actually has some fans cheering for him. So watch him be
not even that, like
super
just protection.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Like who in the Reds? No offense, Michael. Who in the Reds lineup was protecting him?
I mean, India is first leadoff, so it wouldn't even been him. It would have been Tyler Stevenson, maybe, who was hurt.
Look at all the good lineups.
Yeah.
And like some of the players that are having good years. Like, look at who's hitting behind them, too.
Right.
Like, you can use, Freddie Freeman. Listen, that Dodger lineup is an all-star lineup anyway, because I think it's Mookie, then Freddie, and then you probably have, Trey Turner. You have Justin Turner's having a good year, too. You have, Bellinger, kind of been terrible since his MVP year, honestly. Been awful. I think he's only batting like 220 or something in the low twos, but still has an MVP on the resume. So you're still kind of almost scared a little bit, I would say. You have Will Smith on there as well as having a great year. You go to the Yankees. It's DJ LeMahieu first. You're like, oh, I can probably, pitch to him. That's fine, whatever, until he hits a single. And Anthony Rizzo comes up, who has 27 home runs. And then if you want to pitch to Rizzo, what are you going to do? Pitch to Judge, who's the MVP right now? Oh, you don't want to pitch to Judge? Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton is sitting behind Judge, ready to hit a home run. Actually, no, I did that wrong. It's DJ first, then Judge bats second, then Rizzo, then Stanton. So, but even then, that's kind of a pick your poison type of thing. You go to the Padres now. Oh, you want to pitch to whoever the leadoff hitter is? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Because guess what? The next hitter is probably going to be Tatis. Oh, you don't want to pitch to Tatis? Yeah, go pitch to Soto. Have fun. Oh, you want to pitch to Soto? Yeah, let's go pitch to Manny Machado. Oh, you don't feel like pitching to Machado now. Guess what? Josh Bell's hitting over 300 with, 16 home runs. Oh, you don't feel like pitching to him? Oh, Brandon Drury's right behind him too now. Like, the length in lineups is something that I feel like people just don't appreciate.
It's almost getting to be all-star lineups.
It is. It really is. When you can look at a lineup, like I remember when Gary Sanchez was still good on the Yankees and we had got Stanton. Like at one point, and when Glaber, like the year before, hit like 39 home runs. Because at one point it was DJ who would just finish like second in the MVP voting. Then it was Judge. Then it was Stanton. And then you had, Gary Sanchez who was hitting 35 home runs. You had Gleyber Torres who was hitting 39 home runs. You had Luke Voigt who in the shortened season led the MLB in home runs. Like those deep lineups and like not giving a pitcher a soft spot in the lineup is very difficult, obviously. So for Soto to be going there, obviously that was the biggest trade, and then you kind of worry about paying him down the road. Like obviously you probably don't hope you give up all those prospects for him to not be on your team for a long time. But even if they don't re-sign him, you have 2.5 years, because you have the rest of this year and then another 2 years of going for a World Series.
I finally found on that tweet you're talking about, it's Slamden Drury.
Yeah, stupid.
Sorry.
I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't like it. Did you like the bump?
I mean, let's just be honest. The Padres are going with slam anything.
Oh, of course, but I mean, Slamden, Drury, come on, we can do better.
I mean, it's okay. There's not much you can really work with on that. I'm just glad I got 11 out of 10 on a beard.
I'm happy for you.
Me too.
But yeah, that was the Soto trade. That was obviously the big one. Obviously, what?
Go ahead. I was going to say we have to at least mention the Seattle trade song.
No, I was going to say that next. That's what I was going to next. Luis Castillo gets traded from the Reds to the Mariners. A little disappointed. I was hoping that the Yankees were going to get him, but they apparently wanted Anthony Volpe, and I'm good on that. Never mind. I believe the Mariners gave up their first, third, and fifth ranked prospects.
I mean, it's something like that. It was the first, and I think fifth and seventh. What I actually think, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think it just depends on what website you look at of who got who or whatever.
But personally, I thought it was great that the Yankees did want him, and his very first start for Seattle was against the Yankees, and he pitched phenomenal.
He did pitch phenomenal.
He pitched great.
Pitcher.
What I think is funny
he did it with the Reds when he pitched to the Yankees.
Yeah. I actually think this guy, now that he's going to be on a winning team, watch him come close to winning a Cy Young now.
I mean, he's not bad. I think over the last 4 seasons or something, he has one. Or maybe not the last 4, but the last few seasons, he has the 4th best ERA or something like that in the NL.
Oh yeah,
he's a very good pitcher, which is exactly
he really is.
He's to get him. But yeah, so that's obviously I think that'll be their big game pitcher now. I know that they signed Robbie Ray in the offseason, but I have a very strong feeling because I don't think
Louise is their ace.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Robbie Ray is doing what he did last year.
No.
I mean,
they took a shot on Robbie Ray.
Robbie Ray is 8-8 with a 4.1 ERA this year.
4? What is Louise? Don't go with his record. Just what's his ERA?
I mean, and I don't know, but just to finish out Robbie Ray, last year 13-7 had a 2.8.
Oh wow.
And this is Michael, if you remember in the offseason, I kind of said I don't understand why everybody's going for him because that was kind of his outlier year. Because you got to look at him before that. In 2020, he played for 2 teams, had a 7.8 ERA with the Diamondbacks, went to Toronto, had a 4.79. In 2019, had a 4.3. 2018 had a 3.9. 2016 had a 4.9. 2017 he was good actually. He had a 2.8. So he's had 2 years out of his 9-year career of actually being good. Let me look up Luis Castillo real quick.
Last year was probably his worst year in the past 4 years. He was hurt for a little bit, but he still had a decent year.
So this year he's 5-4 with a 2.95 ERA. Last year he had a 3.98. 2020 had a 3.2. 2019 was a 3.4. So he's been, decent. Obviously 2019, 2020 were his good years, 3.4.
But with that too, it's small part too. So
True.
I think those numbers will go down in Seattle.
This is true. Just trying to look at his strikeouts real quick. Yeah, I mean, he has good stuff. Obviously, he's a very, very good pitcher, and like I said, that's definitely they got to win a game. They're pitching over anybody else. Actually, but I will say the pitcher that I know the Yankees got to him. I think they scored 6 runs off him in the first game of it was the first game of the series against Seattle. I think he threw I don't remember what his name is, but he was throwing 100. He releases the ball closer to home plate than anybody else in the league because he has the longest stride or something.
That little double stride thing.
No, he doesn't. He's just tall as hell. I think he's 6'7".
Oh, okay.
So he releases the ball further, closest to home plate than any other pitcher. Plus he throws 100. So, not fun time for hitters. I think he had an under 3 ERA. So, realistically, your big free agent signing of Robbie Ray might be your 3rd best pitcher.
Right.
But yeah, good for the Mariners. I think they're finally going to break that playoff drought. I would be
And they're a team that I think is going to be here for a little bit too.
I believe that. I mean,
Julio
Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's probably going to be your rookie of the year.
Oh, no, not probably. He is.
Yeah, and then
hands down.
Of course, Winker, who was a MVP candidate last year until he got hurt with the Reds. Now you got Louise, who probably will be a much better pitcher in a more ballpark-friendly or a pitcher-friendly ballpark.
Winker this year is batting.
And I think Louise Castillo is there for a couple of years in the contract.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
Sure, I can't remember.
That's one thing the Reds fans were like, why are we getting rid of him? We've got him for like 2 years. But we're trying to save money.
You got to maximize the return you get on him.
Yeah, I've totally bought into what the Reds are doing. I mean, yeah, I want to win. I don't want to tank. But I have actually downloaded the minor league baseball app.
Hey, I have it too.
I've been checking out, keeping up with our Chattanooga Lookouts, our Dayton Dragons, and been watching our Louisville Bats, our farm team. That's my Reds now. So I'm watching these guys and wait until they come up. That's where I'm at.
As you should. I don't blame you.
That's just, you got to know what's going on.
Listen, I'm excited because, like I said, Jason Dominguez down up with the Renegades. I'm very excited to get to see him play.
Who did you say?
Jason Dominguez. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, just making sure. I was really hoping we
a little bit of a struggle his first few games that I saw him.
Really,
I think he was like 0 for 18. But listen, it's a new world up here. Better players, technically. That's high A from low A. I can't imagine being under that much pressure, though. By the way, like Yankee fans have loved Jason Dominguez since he was 16.
Yeah,
because he's the Martian, switch hitter, power, speed, all this. And our center fielders, recently have not been the best. And like every trade that comes up, it's like, don't trade Jason Dominguez. We want to see him, blah, blah. And now this kid's 19. You should see Dutchess Stadium, which is where the Renegades play.
Uh-huh.
Every single sign is about him. The two games I went to were the two the biggest crowds I had seen the entire year. And I mean, I can't imagine being under that much pressure. And he's still 19. He's only 19 now. So,
right.
I mean, have fun, brother. Have fun. But listen, also, I really do hope he is as good as everybody thinks because
me too, because I got that card.
We need a new center fielder because Aaron Hicks is terrible. Although, I mean, not the big trade, but Yankees traded Jordan Montgomery to the Cardinals for Harrison Bader, who has 83 defensive runs saved or something like that since 2018, I want to say. And I think center field is the only position for the Yankees that is below average on defense. Everywhere else is above average. I think center field is -3 defensive runs saved.
Oh.
And Harrison Bader has 83 runs saved in center field. So I'm praying that when he is healthy, because he's also hurt right now, he has a Liz Frank injury, whatever the hell that is, in his foot. And he's supposed to come back hopefully sometime in September. I'm hoping that if he comes back and he's healthy, they just sit Aaron Hicks on the bench and let this man go play center field and actually be good. That was another trade. Like we said, Josh Hader went to the Padres. Brandon Drury went to the Padres. Phillies traded for Noah Syndergaard. Don't know. I can't remember what they got in return for that, but kind of interesting. Because he's definitely not the Noah Syndergaard of old, I should say. Whit Merrifield headed to the Blue Jays. Like that for the Blue Jays. Whit Merrifield is good. He's not having the best year. Can you believe that Whit Merrifield has the most hits in the MLB over the last few years?
Oh, really? No, I did not know that.
I would not think that either. But Whit Merrifield is a dog. This man is actually pretty good. Let's see here. Mets got Darren Ruff, which this trade made no sense to me. So Darren Ruff is 38, can only hit lefties, and they traded away J.D. Davis, who had 2 years of control and 3 pitching prospects. How did that trade does not make any sense to me, like at all.
No, not really at all.
I mean, I guess because they traded for people on the Reds too. Who do you remember who it was? The Mets
To
got
who?
The Mets got some Reds players too. I can't remember who it is though.
Who else did we trade away? I know. Who was their other pitcher?
No, they're position players. Oh, also, best thing of the entire trade deadline, don't care. Yankees traded away Joey Gallo.
Yeah. Malley went to the Twins. Who else did we trade away?
I'm going to try and look it up right now. I know it was.
Are you sure we traded someone to the Mets?
In fact, you traded 2 people to the Mets. Who did the Mets trade for? Oh, come on. Why there? Michael Givens. No.
I don't even know that.
Yeah. The Mets have acquired. Oh, that was the Cubs. My bad.
Okay. I was going to say that.
No. There is a Reds player. I just can't find it. I know they traded for somebody from the Reds because. Oh, there we go. I think it is. Hold on. Let me make sure. Tyler Naquin?
Oh, yes. Naquin. Yes.
And Philip Deal?
Philip Deal. I don't know who that is.
But they have at least they got Naquin.
But Naquin, yeah. Naquin was actually our best player last year, I think. He did the best, but he wasn't our everyday outfielder. He filled in when Jesse Winker was hurt and did great out there. And then also when Senzel stayed hurt too. He just wasn't our everyday player. But this year he was more of our everyday outfielder and played great. Well, good.
Well, I think actually, no, wait. One more. Like I said, the Jorge Lopez from the Orioles got traded. I believe he went – oh, damn. I literally just closed it out too. Jorge Lopez got traded to the Twins. Jorge Lopez got traded to the Twins. He was an all-star this year, pitching very, very well, I believe. Let me see. What's he got? He got a 1.68 ERA so far this year. He has 19 saves. So, doing very well. So, Twins get a new closer. But, listen, I think we kind of covered everything. DeGrom coming back. The trade deadline. What else? We talked about something else. I don't remember. Michael, last thing before we go. How about this? Post-trade deadline World Series prediction.
I mean,
Trey Mancini got traded to the Astros, by the way.
Yeah, we don't care about them. Did he really go to the Astros?
He did.
That is so sad. Oh, man.
Christian Vasquez also got traded to the Astros in the middle of a series against the Astros. He was on the field talking to reporters, and one of them was like, yo, you got traded. And he was like, oh, really? And the Red Sox PR person came over and took him into the clubhouse. Literally just had to walk across the stadium because they were in Houston. So he just had to swap uniforms. Same thing happened with Benintendi. Benintendi got traded to the Yankees. They were in their it was like 11 o'clock at night in the hotel room because the Royals were playing the Yankees the next day. and it was funny because first game Benintendi played for the Yankees, he was like, yeah, all my stuff is still in the Royals hotel. So, but yeah. Anyway, post-trade deadline World Series prediction.
Man, I swear I want to say Padres. I really do.
Go for it. You can.
Padres or NL? Who's my AL? I don't know. Who you got?
Listen, I refuse to pick against my Yanks.
Oh, Yankees, yeah. I'm going to have to say Yankees, and I'm going to say Padres.
I'm going to pick us. We've been struggling recently. I'm hoping that we get it back together, especially once Stanton comes back. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing I forgot. Speaking of the Yankees, we traded for Frankie Montas of the A's. So hopefully that should be our second in-line starter behind Cole. And then Severino, once he gets off the IL, come back. Got Nestor Cortez as well. But I'm going to go with the Yankees. And, Michael, I'm going to stick with the Mets. I think we have another Subway Series World Series.
I mean, honestly, with the pitching that the Mets are going to have, it's going to be hard to go against them. But
can you imagine, though, Michael, a series you have to win against the Mets where the first game is DeGrom, second game is Scherzer, and then, by the way, they traded for Chris Bassett in the offseason, who was an all-star last year. And then, by the way, their fourth starter, Taijuan Walker, this year, I think has like a 2.9 ERA. And then they also technically have the best closer in baseball.
And then DeGrom again.
Yeah. And then Scherzer again. And then probably DeGrom again on short rest.
Yeah.
Because a game 7, you just go all out. I would literally pitch DeGrom for 3 innings, Scherzer for 3 innings, bring in Bassett for an inning, and then you hand it over to, Edwin Diaz for the last 2. That would be scary.
Man.
That might do it, man.
Okay. Can I back up and say Mets with you?
Hey, wow, look at me. I should be a salesman.
No, never mind. I'm going to stick with Padres.
Well, with that, I think we head on out, Michael.
I do too. It's 10:30.
Exactly.
I don't like seeing your face that long.
We'll leave.
You can find me at MDLawson00 on pretty much any social media that there is out there. And in the bio, there will be a link for my Linktree. Is that right? Linktree?
Linktree. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, okay. It's been a while since I said that. That's weird. Linktree that has all my platforms basically connected to it. So do all that whole 9 yards. Find me on all that. And yeah. Also follow us on Backstop Banter. And then also follow my other show, Count the Bucket. We're live every Sunday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where we talk everything NBA, dabble a little bit in some college, and WNBA as well.
As for me, Anthony Conover _ on Twitter, Anthony _ Conover on Twitch. Put all the podcasts up there as well. Mondays is Generational Sports for me and Josh. Talk a little bit about everything. Just had our 100th episode.
Congratulations.
At least we think it is. It's probably more, but on the ticker at the bottom we had 100, so why not 100 episodes? Tuesdays do the hard count. It's basically this show, but the NFL version of it. So make sure you go and check that out as well. That's up at 9 Eastern every Tuesday. We are live. And like Michael said, make sure you come back every Thursday at 9 Eastern to check us out as well.
Yes, sir.
And with all of that being said, all of those shows that I just mentioned are available on the podcast. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Google Podcasts. You can go back and rewatch it live on YouTube if you really feel like it. So you can see some of the visuals that we put up sometimes. But with all of that being said, thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again and listen. Until next time, everybody.